Hi everyone, welcome back to the second part of the video in this series. We are going to continue with question number 16 of the examination mock paper. Now remember, if this is the second video you are watching on the same day, please try not to, alright, because you do need your rest time from the screen. So you have the rest of the holidays to do these videos slowly. Spread out and learn them slowly. Alright, do not squeeze them all into one day. So if you are watching this video the next day, very good. Then we shall continue with our learning. Okay, now make sure that you have your correction pen again. Okay, I forgot to remind all of you on the first part of the video, your corrections has got to be done using green pen. Alright, if you do not have a green pen, pencil is fine as well. Okay, so let's start with question number 16. Now, question number 16 is a number pattern. A number pattern which the numbers are decreasing. Okay, now since primary 1 all the way primary 2, you would have remembered that your teachers would ask you to write out all these arrows to show the changing pattern, right? So we do the same for this. The only thing now is we will need to find out exactly how much has changed from the first number to the second number. Alright, now from here you can tell the first number and the second number becomes smaller. So it's a subtraction, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract. Okay, let me put it somewhere else so that we have some space. So we're going to do the subtraction at the side to see how much is the difference. Okay, so in this case we arrive at 40. So we know that it is a subtraction of 40. Now, of course, it will be good if you can check whether the pattern is also the same for the next number. So from this number, jumping to this number, we're going to check one more time. Alright, so we're going to use 1053 and we're going to check with the next number, which is 1013. Okay, now, so we are very lucky for this question. It is the same. The pattern is the same, 40. Okay, so we can safely say that it is about 40. Now, subtraction is usually a problem with some of you, okay, especially when it comes to regrouping. So what some of you might want to do is, instead of subtracting, you can actually, there's a tip here, you can actually do an addition instead. So reverse back, that means you work the other way around. It is a plus 40. It is a plus 40. This will be easier to work on. So we are looking at these two numbers, 933 and a blank. Okay, so we'll do addition instead because it is easier to add than to subtract, correct? So we're going to take the last number from the back, 933, and instead of subtracting, we are going to add because we want to find a number in the front. So this will be, alright, very simple addition, 973. So we have our first answer, 973. Now question number 17 is a question on multiplication. So we are going to take the multiplication, alright, and revise our multiplication at the same time. Now remember, when we learned about this, I did ask and force all of you to draw the lines. If you are someone who is very tidy, alright, this will work very, very well on you. So 4 times 8, let's start off with the first number first. 4 times 8. Now 4 times 8 is 32. We'll put the 3 on top, 32. Okay, now the next one that we go on to is 7 times 8. Alright, now 7 times 8 is 56, am I right? Now 56 is not all. 56 we have to add the 3 tenths. 56 plus 3 will be 59. We put a 5 on top. Okay, Now, the next number that we're going to focus on will be 3 times 8. 3 times 8 is 24. 24 plus 5 will be 29. So there we have it, our answers for question number 17, 2,992. Now, of course, with multiplication, it comes to division next. Right, so we're going to do division over here, 508 divided by 7. So we're going to start off with the big number, 508. And we're going to try to divide it to groups of 7. Okay, so let me write the division sign. Okay, so let's start off again with 5. 5 divided by 7 gives us nothing, right? We can't do that because it's too small to divide. So we'll end up with 5, but we're going to bring down the 0 to help us now. 50 now. Okay, now 50 divided by 7. 50 divided by 7, the closest I can think of is 49. 7 times something will give me a 49. In this case, 7 times 7. So 7 times 7 is 49. I will have a remainder of 1. But the game has not ended. I will still need to bring down the 8, which will give me 18. Alright, I bring down the 8, it gives me 18. 18 divided by 7. The closest I can think of would be 14. 14 is in my 7 times table, right? So for me to get 14, how do I do that? 14 divided by 7 is 2. Okay? Now, I have a remainder of 4, but there's nothing else for me to bring down anymore. So my answer is out. 072 will be 72. Remainder, what is the remainder? You see, the remainder is a remainder 4. Okay, so the answer 72, remainder 4. So that's for question number 18. Okay, so that's for the one page. Now take a look again. See how many workings goes into mathematics. Alright, a lot of work, hard work goes into it. So your papers should be quite full of steps, tidy steps. Alright, neat steps, wordy steps over there. Okay, now going on to question 19. 19 is broken up into two parts, 19A and 19B. Okay, we are going to see how to change and convert 2 meters and 4 centimeters into centimeters. Alright, we have learned this as well. Now, meters is, if you remember, 1 meter is 100 centimeters. This is the only one that is in hundreds because centipede has 100 legs. So 2 meters, easy as well. You know that 200 meters is 200 centimeters. Alright, now so 2 meters actually is the same as 200 centimeters. So now the question got easier. The question is asking you 200 centimeters, 200 centimeters here, and 4 centimeters here gives you a total of how many centimeters? 204. Alright, so that's for part A. Now part B. Over here, you will have a container. Now if you take a look on the container, although it looks a bit blur, but you can actually see all these lines. Right, all the longer lines. It's divided into 3 long lines. Now these 3 long lines over here, you realize this 1 liter 500 milliliter is the same as 1500, right? One more time, it's the same as 1500 milliliters. If you remember, 1 liter is 1000, right? So how did I get 1005? I take 1000 plus 500. Now this is 1005. Now if I do a little bit of mental sum, this will be 1000 and this will be 500. Alright, because it's in like steps of 5 times table, 5, 10, 15. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of mental sum here. Okay, Now this is 1000 and this is 500. Focus your attention here. This is 1000 and this is 500. So if we count the line again properly, this will be 600, 700, 800, 900, and the next line 1000. So can you see what is the water level? It is actually 900 milliliters. Okay, so that's how I do the conversion. 204, 900. These are the two answers for question 19. Okay, next, question number 20. Now, question number 20 is about fractions. Now, if you remember, what we did for fraction is these two are the important numbers that we want to focus on. Now, if you remember several months back when we started learning fraction, we said that there is a good guy and there is also a bad guy, right? So we started the fractions by asking ourselves 4 times table, 8 times table. Alright, these are the two important numbers, the denominator. We write out the number that is appearing on both of the times table. So we have 4, 8, 12. Alright, of course you can continue, but I'm going to stop here because I kind of see that the numbers are repeating already. 8 times table will be 8, 16, 24. Alright, now do you see a number that appears for both? 8 is repeated. Right, now if 8 is repeated, you can now tell 8 is the good guy. So if 8 is a good guy, I'm going to focus now. We are going to try to make this bad guy become a good guy. 4, we can change it to a good guy quite easily, right? We just simply multiply by 2. Okay, now if we do that, we are going to do the same to the top, which will get us 6. Alright, let me sharpen my pencil. We will get 6 over 8. Right, now the second guy, the second fraction is already in the 8. It's already a good guy. So there's nothing we need to change anymore. It's already a good guy. It's already in 8. So there we have, you take a look at this fraction, 6, 8 minus 5, 8. We will have something over 8, right? The denominator don't change anymore. 6 minus 5 will give us 1. Okay? Now, as usual, I'll always ask all of you this question. Do you have to simplify? Yes. Okay, but for this fraction, is it already in the simplest form? Yes as well. Okay, it's already in the simplest. So there's nothing for us to simplify. So the answer in this case will be 1, 8. Okay, so make sure that your final answer is in the simplest form, especially if it's an even number. Alright, now so again, you take a look, there's so much workings going on in another page of maths. So this is something that you should do your maths on and be proud of it. Alright, look at the amount of work that you have done just completing those few questions. Right, now we're going to take a look at question number 21 now. Question 21, you are supposed to arrange the fraction from the greatest to the smallest. Alright, now there are a few ways to do it. You can either change all the numbers below to the same number. Another way is you can always change the number on top to the same number. Alright, now in this case, make a choice. What do you think is an easier way to make all the numbers the same? Alright, for me, I will find that making the number below is easier. Okay, now because my mental sum is there, that's why I know. Alright, those who are not sure, always find out from using your times table. Okay, so we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. Okay, I'm listing quite a lot. Now I'm going to continue listing for 8 now. 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. So happy listing the times table, right? Now for 12 is a bit big number and you have not learned 12 times table. So we're going to stop at just 24. 1, 2 times 2 will be 24. Okay. Now, could you see a number that is already repeated in all 3 of them? I see it. Have you? It is 24. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to make all the denominators into the same number, which in this case, it's 24. We're going to try to make all of them into 24. Then it's very easy for us to compare. Total part is all 24. So it's going to be very fair for everybody. All right. Now, shall we start off with the first one, this one? So how does 3 become 24? We have to multiply it by 8. Right? 8 times 3 is 24. Now, when you do that, you do the same to the top. So 2 times 8 will be 16. Okay? Now, we're going to focus now on the second fraction, this one. So this is now easier. We're going to take 8 and we're going to try to make it into 24 as well. So we will multiply it by 3. We'll multiply it on top by 3 as well. So this is called the common denominator method. We try to make all the denominators the same. All right. So 3 times 3 will be, in this case, 9. Okay. Now, even for 12, 12 is also very simple now. You just know that you just need to times it by 2. You get 24 already. Right? Now, so the same thing on the numerator. 7 times 2 will be, in this case, 14. Aha. So now you can see, right, which one comes first. By the way, which one do we want? We want the biggest first, right? So the biggest shall go to this. All right, 16 parts out of 24 parts. That's a lot, right? You have a total part of 24, 16 is shaded. So that's a big part. Followed by the next biggest one, this one. And the smallest one is the third one here. Okay? Now, I put the numbers. It means which one should come first, which one should come last. All right. Now, the first one would be which fraction is the biggest? This one, right? Now, remember, we don't write the working. We will write out the original fraction. In this case, 2/3 is the first fraction. Okay? We will write out the original fraction. Then, the second one would be this one, right? We rank this as the second biggest. So, the original fraction, 7/12. And of course, the last one will be 3/8, which is the third one. All right, I hope all of you are clear. Now, fractions is never easy. Okay, so don't worry if you are feeling a bit scared of fractions. It does take a bit of time, but it will require you to know your times table very well. Okay, now question number 22. Find the value of 1/6 plus 1/3. So similarly, we have got two numbers here, 6 and 3. What we're going to do is we are going to try to see what is the timetable on these two numbers that repeats in both. Okay? 3, 6, 9, 12. And the next one, 6, 12, 18. Aha. Can you see already that there's actually a few numbers that repeat? But what we're going to do is we are going to take the smaller one, as small as possible. We shall take 6 then. Okay, let's not take 12 because 12 is bigger. We want to have a smaller number, it's easier for us. Okay, so we're going to use 6. 6 is the good guy now. So I'm going to zoom into here. 6 is the good guy. The bad guy is this. Alright, so 1, 6, no change because it's still the same good guy. Let's not change this guy. The bad guy is 1/3. Alright, we will need to change this bad guy into a good guy. For me to have a good guy, it must have a denominator of 6. So I'm going to do this. For me to do that, 3, I must multiply it to get something to get 6, right? So I multiply it by 2, I'll get 6. I do the same on top, I will get 2, 6. So in total, my answer will be 3 out of 6. Denominators again don't change. Alright, now do you see there's a friendly reminder here? Put your answer in the simplest form. So there you have it, 3, 6. Is it able to divide some more? Okay, yes, we can. If you are good with your times table, you will know that 3 and 6 is in your 3 times table. So we can divide them to make them look smaller numbers. You will get 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So this is also your answer, half. Okay, now question number 23 now. Question number 23 is a question about this guy called Mr. Goh. He has a wire that is 41 centimeters long. Alright, 41 centimeters long. And he cut away 5 centimeters. Now what does it mean by cut away? Cut away means after you have a total, you cut away, you get something that is shorter, right? So let's find out after cutting away exactly how much do you have left. Okay, let's do a subtraction here. We'll have 11 minus 5, which is 6. Okay, and you have 36 here. So this guy after cutting has 36. He wants to form a square using this 36. So basically this 36, what did he do? He folded them into a square like this. Right, now what does this remind you of? You have squares and rectangles and you have this length, total length of 36. Doesn't it remind you of area and perimeter? Right, the perimeter is 36 because you are looking at the whole area, the whole length around it. So we are curious to find out what is the length of one side, which is one part of this. Okay, so this 36 is divided into 4 shorter lines, right? When you fold it into a square, it's divided into 4 smaller lines. So what you can do, simply to find one side, just take 36 divided by 4. You will be able to know what is one side, one short side already, which is in this case 9. Alright, if you do not believe me, you can always do the addition. 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. Does it give you back 36? Yes, it does. Okay, now next, going to move on to question number 24 now. Now I'm going to skip question number 24. Okay, we are not going to do this for now. At a higher level, we will get to understand and appreciate this better. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply write out the steps here. So you will write down in your paper first. As we grow older, alright, when we have a chance to revisit this might become clearer to some of you. Okay, so we'll take the answer as it is for now, 70 as the answer. Okay, it's a 2-step, actually like a problem like that. Now, question 25, something that we can do finally. Right, a movie started at 11:55, ended at 2:20 p.m. So what was the duration? Now remember, duration means how long something is, right? So this reminds me of a good timeline that we can start drawing already. So let's get started. We have 11:55. That is our start time. Now our end time is going to be 2:20 p.m. This is our end. So we want to see how long this whole thing is. Alright. Now, let's start skipping. And for us to skip, please remember, it's not about anyhow skip. It's not like that, boom, and then you assume that you know the answer. not easy to do it this way. Alright, so instead we are going to skip very slowly. Now, the first step shall be a very small step. And how many minutes or how many hours do you think I'm going to skip? I will try to skip 5 minutes first. Do you know why? Okay, because 55 plus 5 will give me the next hour. Okay, which is a very nice bus stop. So this 5 minutes will bring me into 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Very, very nice time. Okay, now then if you want to continue skipping, now you can skip a little bit further. We're going to try to skip further, and I think we can try to get very close to 2:20 by going to this bus stop 2 o'clock first. Right, because 2 o'clock is very close to 2:20 already, yeah? And it's very easy for us to count. From 12 to 2, how many hours is that? It is a total of 2 hours. Alright, so right now we still have got 2 o'clock to 2:20. We still have a little bit more to skip. And we are going to reach the final stop. And this stop will take us 20 minutes to go. Okay? From 2 o'clock to 2:20 by mental sum, it's 20 minutes. Right, now our job is now getting easier. We have this, and we also have this. So if we add up all these three, we will get the duration, right? So 5 minutes and 20 minutes. Let's do the minutes first. The 5 and the 20. The minutes is easiest to do. It's 25 minutes. Alright, in total. The hours, nothing much has changed, so we'll keep it to 2 hours. Alright, so 2 hours, 25 minutes in total. So this movie is 2 hours and 25 minutes. Question number 26 now. Wow. So, question is this, the length is 18. This is a rectangle. The length of the rectangle shown below is 18. It is 11 centimeter longer than its breadth. So means to say we don't know what is the breadth. We are not sure. Okay, but they gave us a clue. The length is 11 centimeter longer. Do you think we can find the breadth? Right, now the length is 18. The breadth is the length is 11 centimeters longer than its breadth. So the breadth must be shorter, right? Shorter by 11. So why don't we take away 11 to see how much is the breadth? So 18 minus 11, we have 7. Okay, so there we solve a mystery here. We know the breadth is 7. The length is 11 more than 7. Right, now find the area of the rectangle. Remember, area is the same as length times breadth. Now, do we know the length? The length is already calculated to be 18. The breadth in this case is 7. So if we do a 18 times 7, we will be able to find out the answer. 8 times 7 is 56. Alright, 1 times 7 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. So we have the answer 1, 2, 6. Okay, so let's put the answer. Now you see the units over here, square centimeters. This is for area, but it's already written for you. Alright, now we have 3 more questions to go, actually 4 more questions. Alright, just bear with it. If you're tired, remember to take a break before we come back. Alright, to continue this video. Now, question number 27. Question is asking you for what is the perimeter of this figure. Now, remember, perimeter is like the chairs. Area is like the table, right? So the perimeter is actually, if you look at my laser pointer, trace the perimeter. This is how the perimeter will look like. Like how you put your chairs. Okay? The dotted lines are not part of the perimeter because you can't possibly put any chairs in between. Alright? So what we're going to do, because it's a square, we know each side is equal. It's all 5, 5, 5. So we are going to try to add 5 so many times. All right. But of course, if you know that there is a simple way, you can just simply take 5, multiply by the number of times it appears. Right? That is the power of times table. So we can try that. Let's count how many times the 5 appears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know that 5 appears 8 times. Right? So we will just take 5 times 8 and we will have the answer straight away, the parameter, 40. I hope you're all clear on this. Question number 27. Okay, now moving on, question 28. So we are interested to find out the distance from Bobby's house to the shopping mall. That means we want to know the distance here. Alright, now the total distance is 6,000 over. There's a 2,000 here already. So do you think you can find this part? These two parts adds up to 6,000, right? Part whole. So to find the longer part, we just have to subtract. Alright, so what do? We will take 6,350 minus 2,300 because we want to find out what is the other part. Right, we do a subtraction. We will get 4050. Now, the answers cannot be in this answer. Why? Because we need to leave the answers in kilometers and meters. But these answers are all in meters. Okay, so we're going to do some kind of a conversion. Now, if you remember, 1 kilometer is how many meters? It is 1,000. So over here, we have got 4,000, right? 4,000 will be how many kilometers already? 4,000 meters. Correct? So, very easy, this conversion. 4,050 meters is the same as 4 kilometers because 4 kilometers is already 4,000. And you still have got a 50 meters left. Okay, so the answer 4 kilometers, 50 meters. Alright, now question number 29. This girl called Mel is taking a long time to study and watch TV. 3 hours and 15 minutes, a total of 3 hours and 15 minutes to study and watch a TV. Now, he says that he spent 1 hour 40 minutes studying. So the question is how much he spent on the TV. Alright, 3 hours 15 minutes and then 1 hour 40 minutes is on studying. Alright, now we cannot do, I know in your mind you are thinking of subtraction, right? Because you are taking a big number minus a small number. But in this case, the subtraction is not going to work because every hour only has 60 minutes. So what I can do is this instead. Alright, what I can do is I would change this into all in minutes first. 3 hours is 60 times 3. Right? Do you know how I get 180? Because 1 hour is 60 minutes. 3 hours is 180, right? So 180 plus 15. Because there's still 15 minutes, right? So if I do that, I will have a total of 195. 195. So 195 minutes is the total for TV and also for studying. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to convert the other time, 1 hour 40 minutes. Let's convert this as well. 1 hour is 60 minutes. 40 minutes is just 40 minutes, right? So you get a total of 100 minutes. Alright, now the magic is coming. Your total is 95 minutes and 100 minutes is spent on studying. So do you think you can find out how much time is spent on the TV? All you need to do is to take the big number minus the small number. You will get 95 minutes. Now, of course, 95 minutes, you cannot just put like that. 95 minutes, no. Alright, because you need to have your answers in hours and minutes. So those who are actually very fast, 95, you know that 95 is actually made up of, like number bond like that, huh? It's actually made up of 60. 60 will be 1 hour and 35. Right? 60 is 1 hour, right? 1 hour, 60 minutes, right? 1 hour is 60 minutes. Then, after taking out the 60, you still have got 35 minutes left. So that must be the answer. 1 hour, 35 minutes. Alright. So that leaves us with the last question for today on the video, which is question number 30. Okay, bar graph. Ahmad, Bala, and Henry, they have got 50 toy cars. So this bar graph shows the number each of them have. Now, Henry, sadly, the bar graph is not drawn. So what we have to do is to find out how to draw based on the numbers that we have. 50 is for all the three of them. Right? So if we know the first two people, then we can find out what is the third person. Am I right? So what we're going to do, we are going to find out the numbers using the graph. Ahmad, what can you see from Ahmad? Ahmad, easy to tell, right? Answer for Ahmad is 14. Now what about for Bala? Bala is between these two numbers though. If you realize, it's between 18 and 20. So the number in between must be 19, right? Now the question mark is here. Don't know how much is Henry, but you know the three of them has 50. So what you can do is you can find out the total from the both people first. The first two people, you find out the total is 33. Then you take the total minus away the first two guys. Right? This will help you to find out who is the third guy, isn't it? So I'll do a bit of regrouping. 10 minus 3 is 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. So now I know Henry is actually 17. Alright, now how do I draw 17? 17, I will draw it between 16 and 18. So this is Henry, 17. Alright, so I found out the answers already for both part A and part B. 17, and also draw in the graph for Henry. Alright, so look out for part 3 of this video. Today you have learned more than enough. I hope you have learned something from this section B. See you in the third video.